universities. So my thesis was, my belief is that arming the faculty and staff is the best way to combat this problem and keep our schools and colleges safe. I believe this because I just felt the enhanced presence of guns on campus would prevent crimes from happening, and in the event of a school shooting, we just have more people that could respond in an effective way. So what was the goal of this movement? The goal of this movement was to allow licensed students and faculty members to carry guns on college campuses. That was the main argument right now. It's since trickled down to where staff members in high schools and in all lower schools could carry also. Basically based off of whether or not they already had a CHL or went through a specific course. Why did this idea come about? So this movement came about following several mass shootings at school. Columbine was one where 13 people died. In Virginia Tech, 32 people died. In Louisiana Tech, 3 people died. Northern Ohio, 5. And the most recent, Sandy Hook, where 26 kids died. These shootings prompted the question of what can we do regarding the safety of these kids? And it brought about the question, which of these signs would prevent another tragedy? Should all weapons be banned, which we've already tried for several years and doesn't appear to be working, or should we allow staff to carry and possibly prevent another attack? So what are the sides of this issue? So the against points out, and they believe anti-gun, that guns on campus will create problems, not solve them. And that comes from Jesus Villahermosa. He was a police officer for 26 years, many titles in self-defense and everything. And he felt that putting the guns like that and putting normal people in that situation would just lead to more issues arising. They also believe that allowing guns on campuses and believing that that is in fact a viable solution to this issue, colleges are ignoring the real issue, mental health of the students, which tends to lead to people to act out in that certain way. I guess the problems that arise, the first problem is the logistical side. One question I always brought up is, okay, how will these teachers and staff members be trained? Right? Are they gonna go through a specific course? Are they just gonna do their CHL, which has already been proven that it's really easy to get, and you just have to be able, you don't even have to know what a gun is before walking in. Vilmos pointed out that unless the faculty practice these skills constantly, there'd be a high risk that that when a shooting situation actually occurred, they would miss the assailant. This is coming from a police officer who kept up the training and knows that if you don't, your accuracy will go down, and then you increase your chance of hitting someone innocent. The other logistical side, there are a lot of money issues that come in. Okay, are we gonna provide the guns? Are we gonna provide the ammo? Are we gonna give people more days off to go practice? How are we gonna go about doing that? And then you come into liability. You can never be a perfect shot. God forbid one of the faculty members hits an innocent. What's gonna happen? A lawsuit is guaranteed to come, and a wrongful death lawsuit, especially if the people didn't agree with the faculty having guns, it's multi-millions, and you can just bankrupt an entire school. And then also you'd have the risk of your teacher or faculty member getting a manslaughter charge or possibly even a murder charge. And then ignoring the real issue. Mental health is a real problem in the U.S. Of more than the 21,000 suicides a year, 47% will be accomplished with firearms. And now you're just making them more prevalent in college, okay, which is deemed one of the most stressful. You see a lot of kids, it's the first time they're out on their own, they've never had to deal with this stuff, and they may panic and feel that's an option. Their answer to this was the University of South Carolina's behavioral intervention team. If you could think of it, it was like the FBI for mentally unstable at college. They would identify certain people who were having issues and get them the help they needed, and would kind of take them out of certain places where they were around a lot of people and could possibly hurt themselves. So then the pro side, this is the rebuttal to all this. On the question of the faculty being properly trained, there are many training programs that are used to train bodyguards with incredible success. I actually just went to one of those, and not to the bodyguard section, just to a low-level security guard. And they have it where they do a full firearm training, everything. So in saying that they couldn't be trained properly, I think that's wrong. I think the state could actually come out and have a state-sponsored training program. You could even set minimum requirements. The liability, as far as it goes with schools being sued, they can get insurance. I'm sure insurance companies will jump on that, just because you have doctors who can get malpractice insurance, the police departments, they can get insurance, you can insure anything. Any reasonable person can't find a rebuttal for the mental health problem. I do believe that is an actual excellent point, and I think it does need to be addressed. So then you have your pro points. You have a drop in crime when concealed carry are around. You see a dramatic decline in the national murder rates, as well as in Chicago, they saw where there was a drop, 15% drop in rape, 9% drop in robbery, or 9% drop in rape, 11% drop in robbery, and a 15% drop in murders. You have increased safety, especially with the rape, theft, assault, vandalism, and murder crimes of the nation spilling over into college campuses, and you're just allowing students also, if they're able to carry, to protect themselves from these acts. And it will place doubt in the assailant's mind. Will they shoot back? Okay, if you don't know, the chances are you're not gonna mess with it. If you see where, okay, there's a 25% chance of someone having a gun, and just that group right there, one of them will have one. And are you willing to roll the dice on it? Then you have the legal precedent to allow this to happen, regardless of whether it be effective or not. It is the law of the land, actually. Second Amendment, the right to bear arms will not be infringed. Okay? And McDonald versus City of Chicago only perpetuated this. It was from this ruling that the Second Amendment was incorporated into the Fourth Amendment's due process clause, and therefore enforceable against the states. It joined its constitutional cousins, including the First Amendment, as limiting states' power. Once that happened, it's an inalienable right. The federal government can't remove it, and neither can the states. So when they outlaw stuff on public land, on public universities, it's going against the Constitution. It's not legal. Conclusion, I'm for allowing guns on campuses if the school gets insurance and the state mandates special training for the faculty and staff, as this is what I would lead, as this would lead to what I perceive a much safer time in college.